Hey guys, how's it going? So I have a video for you today that I'm like super excited about, but it's not Scentsy related. So if you've been following my channel for Scentsy stuff, I'll put a little sub caption in here for you that I will recommend for dyeing your hair that you have like music in the background and a Scentsy warmer going. So if you're dyeing your hair in your bathroom, like most people do, there's Scentsy plugins that are only $24 and they're 10% off right now. So I have to totally throw that out there because I am a Scentsy girl. But today I'm making a video, like I said, that's not Scentsy related other than that. I'm going to talk to you today about dyeing my hair, or I guess some tips for dyeing your hair. So if you can see, I've got some crazy red going on in my bangs, and then there's a blue and purple and some pink. There's a lot of crazy colors going on. I'm not like super savvy with this whole like video thing yet, but if I can figure it out, I'll put at the end like an actual after picture of like after I shower and do my hair and everything like that for you guys. But basically, I want to talk to you about, you know, what sort of hair dye you should buy, things to consider, and the things you should use or tips for dyeing your hair and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a professional. I don't work at a salon. I've never gone to hair school. I've just been dyeing my hair personally for about 14 years. It sounds like a long time, and it kind of is, because in my case, like as soon as the color starts to fade, I sort of get on top of it and dye it again, which for one, as a tip, I would say, depending on what you're working with, you do want to be careful with stuff like that. So if you live near a Sally Beauty, you probably don't need to be watching this video. You already have the hookup. Like, there's some amazing staff there, and they'll give you the products that you need and probably give you discounts and Sally card and all that stuff. Or like if you have a friend that does hair and stuff like that, then don't be watching this video. But if you are like me and you don't have a Sally Beauty near you, or maybe you're new or you don't even know what Sally Beauty is, this is an awesome video for you. So starting, I guess, with like picking hair color. So again, if you're near Sally Beauty, go and talk to the staff there. They're incredible. You can also call if you want to order off their website, but if you're in Canada especially, the stuff comes from the States. So you can try calling a Sally Beauty and seeing if they'll ship from their store to you. Some places will, but like I know there's issues with accepting credit cards and all that, so it's not 100%, but I personally get my hair dye from Sally Beauty. I love the Ion line and the Ion series, like the neons. The Ion Colour Brilliance is what it's called. And I also like Wella. So those are the two that I use personally. And I also order the Ion developers in a 10 volume, 20 volume, and a 30 volume. And the 30 volume I think I probably would never actually use, but I have a huge 1 liter of the 20 volume and 10 volume because those are the two that I use the most. With the Colour Brilliance line, or with the Neon Colors line though, you don't need to use a developer. You just put it in your hair. It's amazing. Love that stuff. But of course you need to lighten it if your hair is dark. So getting into color, again, I order my stuff from Sally Beauty. I either pick it up when I'm somewhere that has a Sally Beauty, or I go online and pay the kind of crazy amount for it to come from the States, or I try to find a store. But today, in this case, I've actually got a product in my hair that I consider like kind of like manic panic, but to me it's just like a bit of a step up in my opinion. I find it lasts longer, and I should point out that I've actually never personally used Manic Panic. I've just seen other people using it, and so I've kind of got a gist of what the color's all about. Maybe I'll use Manic Panic next time and make a video about that, but for now, the stuff I used was Punky colors, and I picked it up from Shoppers Drug Mart, and for me, I had to actually go and talk to the staff and ask them about the color, and they had it behind the till. So check that out. I think it's about $10 to $13. Of course my color's upstairs. You get like a jar. It's pretty much like the size of Manic Panic's the big... Okay, if I can put a picture of Punky colors in, I'll do that as well for you guys, or maybe I'll try to link it or something. But anyways, Punky color is what is in my hair. I've got poppy red in my hair, and then here I've got ebony, which is the blue, and it is a crazy dark blue. So be prepared for that. And then I've got some flamingo pink, and then they're just straight up legit purple. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and I ended up making my own shade of purple. So this blue, it's unfortunate you can't really see it, but the blue, the ebony, I mixed that with the flamingo pink to make purple. So I've got all kinds of purple shades going on, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. But anyways, so a tip, I guess, there is that you can mix colors to create a new color. Just make sure you mix it in a bowl ahead of time. Like, don't just throw it in your hair and assume it's going to work wonders for you. I'm not really a strand test girl. I sort of just go all in and hope for the best, which, as you can see, my technique for dyeing my hair, okay, I'm jumping ahead. Okay, so yes, picking your color. I just want to say box dye is not like the end of the world, but it doesn't tell you what volume it is. And you know, if you're not 100% what that means, basically when you typically dye your hair, you pick out a color and then a developer. And a developer is telling like how many layers are going to be stripped from your hair to apply that color. And box dye caters to all shades of hair. So you could actually be buying a box dye that's meant for someone with black hair and you have blonde hair, if you're like me. As you can see with my eyebrows, I have super light natural hair. So for me, a lot of these box dyes were stripping my hair of like the natural oils and all the good stuff that I didn't want stripped away. But it's because it was such a high volume, because it was catering to people that have black hair. You'll see on the back of a box that it's showing all the different colors of hair. That's not good. That's really not good. So I like to buy my own developer, my own color, and mix it myself based on whatever my needs are at the time. So for example, you know, when I want to get rid of this red, I would use like a 20 volume, whereas if I'm just applying a color on a later strand, I would use a 10, or maybe even no developer at all if I'm using like my neons. So I'm not going to go into that whole thing because I don't want to misguide any of you or misrepresent any of this stuff. So again, you can talk to someone from Sally Beauty if you choose to go that route. If you use box dye, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I just want you to be aware that it is stripping the goods from your hair. But if you have dark hair, there's, you know, just whatever you use is fine. So once you pick your stuff, what I would recommend is also picking up some rubber gloves, and Vaseline or coconut oil, and a dark shirt that you don't mind if it gets hair dye on. You also are going to want a bowl and a mixer if you're mixing. If you're just doing straight like Manic Panic or Punky color or Ion Neons, then you don't need a mixer. You can actually just squeeze it in your hand and apply it that way, or put it in a bowl and just scoop it out of the bowl. You don't need anything fancy. But if you're mixing color, then again you would need a mixing bowl and a oh gosh, that's thingamajig. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so anyways, oh, a whisk, a little wire whisk. There we go. Or a brush, a really thick bristled brush that you can whisk it all together. But anyway, so once you have those things, you also want to grab a towel that kind of represents the colors that you're working with. So I have like a black towel or a brown towel that I use for this kind of stuff. And then if I'm using bleach, I would use just like a white towel. So it's totally up to you, but just know that like what I do is I wear the gloves, and then when I apply the color, rinse my hands, dry them on a towel, and you would be surprised that I don't care how well you rinse your hands, somehow that towel is going to magically get color anyways. It's like it hides in the groove somewhere. So I've learned to just always have a towel beside me when I'm dyeing my hair. And so the first thing that I do is I put Vaseline or coconut oil along my forehead, my face, all across my neck and the back of my neck, and my ears and the back of my earlobes. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people make is that they typically do their face and their neck and go, but your ears are right there. So get your ears good too. And I do like a really thick liberal coat and then put on my gloves, mix up my product or get it ready, whatever I'm using. In this case, I just had the product ready to go. And then I start applying the product to my hair. And for me, I kind of wanted like an all-around purple, and I have blonde underneath. Like I said, I'll show you at the end, but depending on how you're doing your hair, you can use like a highlighting cap or do foils or strategically tease it and section it off and all of that. But for me, it was an all over color, so it was pretty straightforward. I just separated my bangs, I tied back the blonde pieces, and then went all blue everywhere else. And I sort of do like a scratching thing where I try to get really good into the scalp. And then I do pick up the hair, get underneath, fold it over, get, you know, like just really trying to get all the parts of my hair. Like I don't have a super professional technique for doing my hair, and to be honest, this video isn't about how I do my hair. It's just kind of, I wanted to give you guys mainly some tips of things that you might forget. So we're 11 minutes in, so I will jump into it by just saying that Vaseline is so important, because no matter how careful you think you are, or if you're using a brush, if that stuff drips on your face, like look how light skinned I am. I don't play around. Like you can see I've got some red and stuff like that along my hairline, and I actually had red like all over my face. But what I do after I dye my hair is I use a cotton pad and put more Vaseline or coconut oil on it and just go over it again. And then once I get it off, I do another layer just to be safe, because another thing is that when you shower, you're still going to want that protection, because you're actually going to be washing the color out and you're more at risk again of it touching your face, especially if you're light skinned like me. So something I want to talk about too is that if you happen to dye your skin, a huge awesome trick is toothpaste and lotion. If you mix, or even coconut oil or cocoa butter or something like that, if you mix the two of them together into like a paste and then take it off, it honestly, it's how abrasive that toothpaste is, it completely takes it off. Like it's an amazing trick that I will highly recommend. If you happen, like I've gotten blue and black and stuff like that on my forehead, and you don't want to wait or hope for the best when you shower that it's going to come off. So I would recommend use toothpaste, and when you're in the shower, use a charcoal cleanser. There's an amazing one by Life Brand that's really inexpensive at Shoppers, and I really like swear by it because it's something I use in the shower after I've shampooed twice. Another thing I want to point out, I shampoo twice and then I condition, and I leave in a 3-minute deep conditioning. I love the Aussie stuff. I know it's not professional brand or from a hair salon, but it is an amazing product and it smells awesome and makes your hair feel like really good. That's what I use, and I hear all the time that my hair is not super damaged, and based on how much I color it, like I honestly will say the 3-minute Miracle by Aussie is like awesome stuff. So yes, once you shampoo your hair twice and have the conditioner in and you're letting it sit for 3 minutes anyways, use a charcoal face wash to scrub your face and the back of your neck and your neck and, you know, your ears and whatever. And it's such a good scrub because it's abrasive but like gentle. And it does the trick. It's an amazing product. Or whatever face wash you have, just wash your face after just to be safe and to get all the Vaseline and oils off your face, because you don't want to leave those on either. So yeah, I sort of have already jumped to the point of washing it out. I guess the biggest thing is whatever color you're using. Like if you're blonde and you're putting all these bright colors on, you don't have to leave it forever. Like a product like Manic Panic or Punky colors, you can sleep in it if you want, but just be aware that you can't guarantee that this hair is not going to fall out in the middle of the night and stain your face and your neck. Like there's no guarantees, and the oils might be absorbed by then, so I don't highly recommend it, but I'm just pointing out that, you know, there are certain products that you could just sleep in, and then others that have to be like 40 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. So just, you know, do the research, know your hair, talk to someone if you have to. I'm just putting it out there that if you stain your skin, toothpaste and coconut oil, or a cocoa butter or a lotion and toothpaste. Mix the two together and get that stuff off. Like, it's amazing. Make sure again that you get the back of your ears and your whole face with a Vaseline or a coconut oil. Before you dye your hair, wear gloves. And if you stain your tub or your sink, don't freak out. You can use that toothpaste stuff there as well, or that Comet stuff, which is only like $2 or $1. Like, it's so inexpensive. So there's always a way to make it through. In my case, I wash my hair every day. It's just a habit. So I end up having to dye my hair a lot, which is why right now I've been using Punky color, because if I use it, like say every Sunday, I'm not damaging my hair as much as if I use like a box dye that's got developer. You know, I'm also really good about doing a deep conditioner and of course using the 3-minute miracle. So long story short, if you watch this video, thank you so much. I will work on making some better videos down the road, and I will try to get those pictures in for you so you can see my actual hair. But again, in like a week, my hair will be super faded. And another trick, if you want a pastel color, you can buy these vibrant colors, but mix conditioner in with them. So do half the color and then half conditioner, and you will tone down that color and get an awesome pastel color. So good luck to all of you, and I hope my video was helpful in some way for you guys. Thank you.